welcome to my new video all about the Leuchtturm 1917 B5 Softcover Notebook. I'm going to give you a quick review of the notebook, then in the second half of this video I'll share how I use mine for my writing projects. I love these softcover notebooks by Leuchtturm. I think they're great for writing in, for writing my essays and for drafting out things for my novel and for planning my YouTube videos and writing scripts and things like that. And I just love the different colours that they come in. So this is an orange one, and then we have the Nordic blue. This is a berry, and this one, which I'm going to unpack on camera for you now, this one is an ice blue. So this is a B5 softcover notebook, and the B5 basically means its size is between an A5 and an A4. So the B5 is the one in between those two. Here I have an A5 notebook, and you can see the difference in size. It is just under 18 centimeters across, just over 25 centimeters in length. Okay, if we just get my little screwdriver and we'll open this notebook up. When you get the notebook, you'll notice that you have an elasticated strap just here. It is, like I say, a soft cover. I'll just take this off. This is called a slim notebook. You can see that there. Which means that you have 121 pages inside. So we take the elasticated strap off and open up to the inside. So on the first page of this one, you've got a please return to little section to fill in. And you've got a blank page, and then here you've got a table of contents. And this differs actually from my previous notebooks with the table of contents. So this is one I've just bought, and then the table of contents in a previous version looks like this. So there's the line around the outside. So I've got two with the line on the outside, and then I've got two like this. In this one you've got two pages of contents, and then you have your notebook starts here, and you've got a little space there to put the date on. And then down in the bottom corner you have the numbers. So if you wanted to, you could put those in your table of contents. At the back there is a little pocket. It's quite a deep pocket, and you have these little stickers here, and these long ones are quite useful actually. You can use these when you come to archive your notebooks, and you can write on the spine so you know exactly what's inside each one. You have a 2-ribbon bookmark inside, and these are two slightly different colours. So the main reason why I love these notebooks, the colours, the size because it's bigger than my A5 notebooks, but also the fact that it lays flat. So when you open it up, there is no bump in the middle of the page, which stops your hand from moving across the page in a neat way. And I think for writing in particular, this is actually really important, because it means your hand can move fluidly across the page and you're not being distracted by a ridge that's just there. Say if you're on this left-hand page and you're right-handed like I am, so you're not being stopped all the time. And I think when you're in the flow, when the words are really coming out and you're trying to write as quickly as you can, having that bump there is just really distracting. So the fact that this lies flat makes it, for me, the best notebook to write with, because it's not as small as an A5 and it's not as large as an A4, so it means that it's more portable as well, whereas an A4 one, not always as easy to get in your bag when you're out and about, but these ones you can just slip in. The paper is also really smooth, so there's no scratchy feeling to it, and your pen just glides across it. I use Pilot pens or I use my Lamy pen, and both of them just slide across it. Basically they want to write. It encourages fast writing. There is, however, one downside with a Leuchtturm notebook, and I found this on the Moleskines as well, but that is the way the ink shows on the other side of the page. So if I show you as an example with my orange notebook, which is where I write my scripts for YouTube, and this is all my notes for today's video, for example, and you can see, so this is the writing here, and then you can see on the other side how you can see the writing through the paper. Now, this doesn't actually bother me in terms of drafting things out and just writing really quickly. It's not as important to me than the size, the fact that it lies flat, and the smoothness of the paper. But if I was using this, for example, as an arty bullet journal, I would get really frustrated with it. So that's just one thing to bear in mind when you choose this notebook. It all depends what you want your notebook for, but for this video I'm talking about the best notebooks for writing, and by writing I mean essay writing, work for college, work for university, writing, planning, drafting, that sort of thing. And for that, I think these notebooks are really excellent. So how do I use mine? I use my notebooks for drafting and planning, and I use it for my blog posts. I use it for YouTube planning as well as writing my YouTube scripts. I use it for my essay planning. I use it for my non-fiction project. I could also use it for my novel drafting, but I'm still in the process of using my hardback Moleskine for my novel drafting and planning and things. When this comes to an end, I'm going to use another Leuchtturm to replace it. I just love these notebooks. I suppose they kind of remind me of exercise books at school. They're a little bit bigger than that, but they've got that bendy cover, and they're just so easy to write in, like I say, because they lie completely flat. So this berry one is my first completed Leuchtturm notebook, and this one I have used for my YouTube planning and drafting. First of all, you'll notice that I've got some washi tape here, and I've used washi tape to denote which project is in each notebook. And then when I'm using my journal, for example my everyday journal, which is this one, and I have written something in there that relates to YouTube, this is some ideas that I had for YouTube. To find it easily in this notebook, I put this washi tape on there, and then I knew that it related to YouTube. So on the inside you can see that I've used my notebooks to create scripts or do research for YouTube videos. This one was from the beginning of this year, or maybe the end of last year, my goals for 2019. And then this is a script, how to create a cozy flat lay for Instagram. You can see how some of the pen comes through on the other side, but that really doesn't matter in terms of me getting down my ideas as quickly as I can. Here's another script. I think that one might be about notebooks, funnily enough. And then here's another one, journaling my Instagram. So I tend to write down my script. I don't necessarily follow it, but it just gives me a flavour of some of the things that I want to talk about within the video. I mean, you can see there that I've written that all in one go, and I've just put down all of my ideas and how it just flowed. The writing just flowed. It's not particularly neat. I'm not worried about crossing things out in here and making a mess. It's basically a way of just dumping my ideas on the paper, and this is just a perfect notebook for that. So this is my old YouTube one, and then we have my new YouTube one, which is the orange one, and that's what I've used today to write down my ideas for this video, just so I could get things in order when I switch the camera on and it flows. Hopefully it flows because I've planned it out in advance. So this is today's video. I'm thinking of doing another video later today, and that's going to be written down here. And then in here I've also got things like keywords for the tag section on YouTube, and looking at what generates a lot of views, the sorts of words, the keywords that generate a lot of views. So it's just basically me looking more in depth into YouTube. So not just writing down scripts, but actually researching the YouTube platform, and that's what I use this notebook for. And again, look how I just spilled all that down. Oh, this is for my Instagram video that I did a few weeks ago, how I stopped losing Instagram followers, and there was a lot of information there, so you can see how I just spilled it all down onto the page. So there are two of my YouTube Leuchtturms, and then I use the Nordic blue one for my essays that I write on Patreon, but also another project I'm doing that is related to my essays, and it's all non-fiction and putting together certain things of it, and I am planning all of that out in here. I've used Pilot pens, I think, in here. And again, you can see how it appears. So it's not the thickest paper, but it encourages fluidity. And then I have the new one, the ice blue one, which I think is going to be a continuation of this one when this one comes to an end. So there you go. This has been a review of the Leuchtturm 1917 B5 Softcover Notebook, and why I think it's one of the best notebooks there is out there for writers. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more notebook videos in the future, as well as writing videos and planning videos, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye.